We are just like a small boutique of a business consulting firm. So we are focused on the different segments like healthcare, retail, food and beverage, manufacturing, transportation, logistics. So this is all our area. We like a small boutique of an architect, like building your company as a foundation, but make your company grow and become more functional and sexy, I will say in this way. So then that's why we help a lot of overseas companies settle down in Canada, and then and also some local company started the business, and including some of the financial that we talk about today. Is one of the major method you can start your business. This is OneHub. So having said that, okay, I would like to share a little about the business trend. I put it into 4 or 5 areas that maybe would like to share with you. This is more on the government trend and in the direction of the government. So the direction of the government really working on the digital transformation, and they put a lot of new funding on the digital transformation area, and they will like the people focus on the cybersecurity as well. So if we talk about remote, a lot of people talk about remote work and hybrid models. They just comes out with some of the the research saying that okay, a lot of people prefer, even the employers work with the workers prefer on the hybrid model, which is more or less is like a 3 days work and then in person, and then 2 days at home. So that kind of remote, because of the unemployment rate is 6.2%, it's still high, or actually they falls down a little, but right now they're going up again. So it depends on the bargaining power between the employer and then employee. So that's why in the remote and hybrid model, I think it's more or less is more on the bargaining power between is the balance between the employer and then employee. The other area the government would like to really address is the healthcare area that right now the government is doing. Is they started to do quite a lot. We found that in the market, a lot of inquiry regarding the private diagnosis. So for example, they would like to doing some private NRI clinics rather than the public one. I think mainly because of the waiting time, a lot of people think that okay, the public funded service are so long, and then they would like to really focus on the private diagnosis. And then the government also quite supported on this area. The fourth one will be the e-commerce, because we have a lot of clients in doing logistics and e-commerce. This is something that we would like to address in the coming in this year. But actually, I would say that consumer is more practice on the where is the vendors, where is the item coming from, or the product is coming from. Are they really, because there are so many cheap item coming from different countries, and right now the consumer are more kind of want to understand, okay, where is their products coming from? Is it the child labor problems, everything that they would like to when they want to place the order, they would like to look at that area. So that means that on the other side is the e-commerce. The vendor would like to focus on e-commerce. They will also in our client space, they would like to move in the company instead of in China or in other area in other countries. They would rather to set up the location back to North America, and then they distribute from North America. This is the e-commerce what we've seen so far. Another impact is the last one is the immigration and minorities entrepreneur. So you can see that those in this time, there are so many people coming from because of the visa, the employment visa. They are the what we call is the temporary visa program coming from the government. So there's a lot of people actually coming from overseas in the last 2 years, and reach out like a $500,000 cap in the last year. So these people, some of them are looking for a job, but some of them are actually, they would like to start in their own business now. So we also find a lot of inquiries from the new immigrants to start the new business. So this is the trend that we've foreseen in the last couple of months. That's why I would like to share with you. The other area I would like to come up with some reports. Interesting enough that this report is coming from the Stats of Canada, but if you look on the small, medium-sized company, which is 1 to 19 employee, and if you look at that area, so people are concerned about the inflation, the cost input, and the interest rate. But the bigger company, they are not concerned about the interest rate, less concerned about that one. So and they are more concerned about the recruiting, how to retaining the employees. But on the small business side, they are not concerning. Mainly, they will have a small team. They don't would like to hiring too much people. So but in this area, we can see that the interest rate, if you understand the interest rate right now, I think it's going to 6.95, the prime rate. So we will talk about this later on with Charlotte, talk about the business loan. This is one area. The other area I would like to share again is the employee over the next 3 months. The small, medium-sized company, they are thinking about 83.3%, they will stay not increasing any staff. And 11.6% of the small, medium-sized company thinking about they will increase the employee. Compared with the largest company, there are 24% would like to increase the salary, increase the staffing, and then decreasing the staff. The bigger corporation is that I think about 9.4%, they will decrease the price. They decrease the size of the staff. So this is how they talk about the employment rate. They're hiring unemployment rate that which goes up to like 6.2% at this moment. So people as a small business, they are quite concerned about what is the future. They are not very clear to the small business owner. That's why they would like to 83.3%. They would like to stay the same without hiring any new employees. Another concern we in this question is they ask about the small medium-sized company. What do you think about the profitability in the coming 3 months? So unfortunately, they are thinking about 31.3%. They are thinking about the profit will be decreased. And if you compare with the biggest one, they are slightly higher than the big corporation. And only 54.1% of the company in small, medium size, they think about the profit will maintain the same. So another number is talk about is 25% of Canadians are interested to starting their own business. Interesting that most of them are coming from the millennials. They would like to have a new venture, and rather than stay the same looking for jobs, they would like to go for the venture, starting a new business on the 25%. And 1 in 4 new companies being started by the immigrants. I think this is why they what I say in the beginning, why there's so many immigrants coming to Canada, and then the immigrant actually they are looking for jobs, but the difficulties when they're looking for job, they cannot find the right jobs, and then they would rather than going on the new business. And 28% is women. They would start in the entrepreneur. Having said that, okay, they actually is increasing from 11% 40 years ago. Right now, a lot of people or women are more encouraged to become the entrepreneurs. And I think this is a very good sign because Canada is a very diversified countries. So and a lot of business that where we fit on the small business entrepreneurs. The last one is talk about the around over 20% of small business are concerned about the cash flow. That's why we comes up with the plan today. We talk about more focus on the small business loan. Actually, because when we go in starting a business, no matter how your direction or how you focus on, one of the major part is the money, how you get the money. So a lot of people come to us that thinking about when you starting a business, they would just say a project talk about $500,000, and then they say, no, I don't have $500,000 to start a business. So actually, in fact, this is true that if a project is $500,000, you don't need to really put $500,000 in the upfront, because there's something that the government have a new program, or not a new program. It's a good program that they can help to fund your business. So that is why today we have a very good expert or specialties on Charlotte talking about the small business loan, and I would like to pass it to Charlotte and talk about that area. So Charlotte is coming from RBC. We work a lot of projects. We talk about small business loan together, and I'll pass it to you, Charlotte.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Eddie, for sharing a lot of insights, and thank you for having me here today. Very excited to share the insights from my end. So I'm going to share my screen. So first of all, thank you again, Eddie and Marco, for having me here. So I like how Eddie was sharing about how you really can leverage the loan or a lot of programs to start a new business, because at the early stage, it's very hard for you to take out like big chunk of cash, right? So today I'm going to touch base on the Canada Small Business Financing Loan, which is one of the out of a lot of loan programs that government offer that we utilize a lot to help our clients. So first of all, a little bit about myself. My name is Charlotte. I am a relationship manager of business markets from RBC. So I have put my contact information here. Well, I will share it again in my very last slide. So don't be afraid if you're gonna miss it. So my goal is to be your trusted strategic advisor to help your business grow or to help you start your business by providing the insights and custom advice especially on financing solutions. So as I mentioned, today I am going to focus on the Canada Small Business Financing Loan, which a lot of you might have heard about from your friends or from your partners, from a lot of business partners in the industry as well. So first of all, this is a government guarantee loan, and I'm going to explain more about what government guarantee means. For a lot of brand new startup, actually in my past cases, a lot of my clients who we utilize this loan for is startup business without any limitations to industry. Well, there are some limitations, and that I'm going to explain a little bit more later as well. So, but in some cases, we do utilize this loan to help a lot of existing business as well if they want to enhance their operations by, for example, purchase new equipment, to have new leasehold improvement. But yeah, so we actually like the loan is designed for a lot of businesses, no matter it's startups, like startup stage or existing stage, as long as it's like small to mid size. So like I mentioned, this loan can be utilized for leasehold improvement or improve your no matter the property is like a purchase one or lease one, and also it can be utilized for new equipment purchase, or if you want to replace whatever you have been using for the equipment, you want to enhance it, that's a very good option to use for financing support as well. And also we can use this loan to finance property. However, one thing to pay attention here is that the property can only be owner occupied, which means that if you want to use the loan to finance a property, so this property has to be used for your own business running. So let's say if you want to purchase a investment property and then rent it out, that's something else. So we do have some other loan program, but it's not for this one. So last year, actually, there are some new updates added to this loan by the government. Is that before we can only finance leasehold improvement, which is renovation, equipment, and also the property. But now we can also finance intangible assets and working capitals. So intangible assets are referred to, for example, goodwill when you're purchasing an existing business for example, 500,000, right? And then, but the equipment and renovation, the tangible assets there is only worth, let's say 400,000. So the rest of it, we count it as a goodwill, which is intangible, which is the premium you might be willing to pay to take over the location or take over the existing client and things like that. So we're able to finance like that kind of intangible assets. And also working capitals, we're also able to finance it. Such as inventory to help you start your business, sometimes prepay expense that you need to pay to your landlord as a deposit. So this is a like a new, I would say, new item added to CSBFL, which is the Canada Small Business Financing Loan. We call it CSBFL, to provide you with more option, to give you more flexibility on what we can finance. So who are eligible to be a borrower? So, you know, when you start a business, there are like multiple forms. You can either own the business as a sole proprietor, which is like you just own this business under your name. So myself, Charlotte, I hold a business, and then I just under a name Charlotte Zhao, right? And also you can partner with someone. And as well, you can incorporate your business with someone else. So whichever way is better, you can definitely go to your accountant, your lawyer, just kind of get more advice on how you should do your business. Just one thing, the borrower must be the operating company. What does operating company mean? Just meaning that, oh, you're actually running your business under this company, right? Instead of like a holding company, which you can also like ask your accountant which type of company and which type of business you are going to do. So like I said, this loan is actually not limited to a lot of industries, but there are exceptions. So first of all, farming. So I know currently a lot of people, they want to invest in the farm, no matter hobby farm or a farm, they want to like really have some income to partner with a supermarket and lots of other company. But in this case, CSBFL is not able to finance farm itself. But for farming, we do have some other program, which like if we can definitely connect later, just kind of like talk about more options on that. And the second is, as I mentioned, holding corporation, which is you're just holding an asset for passive income. So that's not something that we can use this loan either. So same as the third one. For example, if you're going to purchase a property and then you rent it out and just collect the rental income. So this loan is not for that kind of property as well. If you want to use this loan to finance a property, you have to run your own business in this property. Okay, the most important, I personally think the most important piece of information, how much can you really get out from this loan? So to summarize, this maximum loan amount is actually 1 million. However, among this 1 million, we do have different maximum value for different categories. So the terminal of 1 million, but only $500,000 out of this 1 million can be used to finance the first and the second item, which is equipment and leasehold improvements. And let's say now if you're going to purchase property and you want to run your business in this property and you utilize 500,000, right? Just an example. So you will only have the rest 500,000 to finance your property. But in that case, if you want to buy a property and then run your new business in it, but let's say, oh, I don't actually need a lot of equipment. I have the equipment already. I have a leasehold improvement. Then you can utilize the whole 1 million to finance your property. And also, among this 500,000 for the equipment leasehold itself, we can use maximum 150,000 to finance intangible assets and working capital costs. But I know I don't want to talk too much about numbers here in case I'm confusing you guys. But feel free to connect with me after this webinar or connect with Eddie just to get more idea about how this loan really work. And the second item is the line of credit, which is also a new item just added to this loan last year. However, the line of credit, normally we can only use it for existing business where you have proven financial performance. For startups, we don't actually have like a lot of cases we can support a line of credit. Probably we can do something small like 15,000, 20,000 for startup, but not 150,000. So the 150,000 is only for existing more mature business. So I am also going to touch base on a little bit on the loan to value as well. It's not the most important thing for you to know because, like, again, I don't want to confuse guys with too many numbers. For the real property, which is like just property, right? We can finance up to 90%, meaning that if you want to purchase a property for $1 million, then your down payment has to be at least 10%, which is 100,000, and then we can finance the rest of it. And for equipment, 90%. Leasehold improvements, very nice. It's 100%. So basically, we can cover like all the renovation you need to do for your store or for your office. For intangible assets and working capital costs, we don't actually have a set loan to value, but whatever like loan amount we finance, we will utilize them. We'll prioritize the tangible asset first, the equipment, which is the equipment, leasehold, and property. And the rest of it, we can put it into the intangible asset and working capital. But it's case by case. So definitely, if you have any idea in mind, feel free to connect with Eddie or me, so we can talk a little bit more about, like in your case, what exactly you can do with this loan. So on top of that, we actually have 2% fee, which is paid to the government if you want to use this loan. So basically, if you leverage the max 500,000 for equipment and leasehold, then you need to pay 10,000 fee to the government. However, if your loan is less than 500,000, we can also add this 2% fee into the loan and then amortize with like whatever you are borrowing together as well, to a maximum still 500,000. Okay. So for amortization, amortization is just like, I think like a lot of you are familiar with this term if you have a property. So amortization is just like how you amortize your residential mortgage. Normally is like 25 years or something, right? But for this loan, the loan terms are generally 5 to 10 years, but actually in my past cases, a lot of cases are 10 years. But for property, we can do 15 to 25 years, depends on your property type. Property type as in sometimes we have special use where you might have environmental concerns on the property, such as auto shop. And sometimes like church, which is not very easy to convert into another business. That kind of like property, we might have shorter amortization. But for equipment purchase, maximum is 15 years, leasehold, same thing. And for intangible asset and working capitals, they're the same. It's maximum 15 years as well. But for line of credit, as I mentioned, it's not very easy. Well, I would say it's not possible for us to get 150,000 line of credit. But for some of you who have the existing business with proven financial performance, we can do up to 5 years for the line of credit. So one thing to point out, very important, is that loan terms, we are kept by lease term and franchise term. So if you want us to finance the equipment and leasehold for up to 15 years, then you would have to provide us with a lease agreement with the term of at least 15 years. Well, what is 15 years? 15 years just like like commercial lease, we have 5 years with renewal option, right? So 15 years means at least you need to provide us with a 5 + 5 + 5, meaning five years term plus 2 renewal option. Or sometimes you can get 10 + 5, that would be great. Or sometimes really some landlord will give you 15 years, that would be great as well. But anyhow, it's kept by the lease agreement. And also the franchise agreement. If you're looking for looking to start a franchise business, for example, bubble tea, or some restaurant, some spa, then we will also need to see the term on the franchise agreement to kind of determine what is the amortization we can do. So for this loan, we do have some cost and fees associated with it as well. So first of all, interest rate. I know that's something that most of you have concerns about. So the variable rate since the loan existed is prime +3. So the prime rate, as Eddie mentioned earlier, is 6.95. So +3 now comes with 9.95. It's expensive, I know. However, for a lot of new businesses, it's better for you to leverage the loan to leave you some like cash flow in hand instead of just putting all of your cash. Because like, first of all, the good thing is if you utilize the loan, so first of all, you will have enough cash flow in hand to support your business for any emergency. And second thing is that the interest rate is tax deductible. It's one of the expenses. So at the end of the year, you can include it into your tax filing document, which might be able to deduct some of your taxes as well. So we also have a 2% fee, which I have mentioned earlier, which can be added to the loan to a maximum of 500,000. So some small charges, including security registration fee of a max of $500, and also another $500 for documentation preparation. But you might also have some other fees, such as legal fee, if like paid to your maybe real estate agent, accounting fee for a business plan, and appraisal in some cases as well, and environmental, etc. So those are all out-of-pocket fees that you might need to consider as well. So after talking about all kinds of like loan details, what do we require from a borrower? So first of all, it's minimum 10 to 25% down payment, depends on what you're financing. Well, I know it might be confusing together with the like loan to value 90% and things like that. But definitely, because I don't want to like use too much time just like talking about the numbers, right? But if you have something in mind, definitely talk to Eddie or me, so we can explain more about what the down payment is about. And also, you do have to have some personal fallback, which is cash, to like which shows your ability to pay other costs and for working capital. So and another important point I want to point out is about the 25% personal guarantee of the loan amount. So remember at the very beginning, I talked about the loan itself, which is government guarantee. So what does government guarantee means is that, let's say now if you utilize 500,000 for your business. So touch wood, if there's one day your business is not doing good due to some economic issues or due to some other factors, you are not able to fulfill the loan anymore, and you want to declare bankruptcy. So you only need to pay back 25% personal guarantee of the loan amount to the bank. So the rest of it, we will work together with the government for the rest 75%. So that's another good thing about this loan as well, because everyone wants their business to be successful, but no one can guarantee, right? Because economy can be up and down. The next requirement is the financial statement. If existing business financial statement, we need financial statement signed by like a CPA, or if a startup, then we need a business plan. And the next thing is definitely a good credit history. For documents, what do we need from you? It can be divided into personal and business documents. So personal is very regular, just as you apply for your personal mortgage, right? But for the business documents, as I mentioned, like business plan, and we do need lease agreement or franchise agreement to confirm the term, the rent, and the clause. And also, if you're purchasing a business or purchasing property, we definitely need the purchase agreement as well. And also, we need appraisal, but it's case by case. So as I mentioned, every operation is unique. So the loan is just like a brief idea about what we really can do. However, because every single case is different, right? Definitely talk to us or talk to Eddie just to figure out what is exactly maybe the loan amount you can leverage, or what is exactly the advice you should take from us on the financial part. So as your relationship manager, our base is always here to support you from day one you start your business, and also manage your future. No matter how big you're getting, there's always something that we can do to grow your business as well. So I have put my contact information here again. Feel free to just mark down my contact, email me, or call me. So if you have anything in mind, we can definitely have a call to discuss as well. So I guess my presentation is done today. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm not sure how much time we have left, but yeah, feel free to throw me any questions.
Right. Any questions for Charlotte? Okay, so
Maybe I think Sean have a questions. Maybe Sean, you can go direct. Sean?
Yep, I saw a question from Sean. Does the business need to be 100% based in Canada to be qualified for the loan? I would say yes, because for all the owners that are incorporated to the loan, at least they have to be a PR or citizen. But if let's say if you're partnering with someone, right, you don't want to partner with someone that's not in Canada, right? Just because there is something like maybe legal issue in the future. But yes, a business has to be based in Canada to be qualified for this loan. Thank you for your question.
Maybe I can also ask about Charlotte. Maybe I would like to understand about some of the company structure. They have different directors. So is it all the director will be under the guarantee, or how it works? The 25%
Well,
guarantee.
I would say, yeah, for sure. That's a very good question. So actually, directors are different from owners. So what we do, what we really look at is the owners who are really going to guarantee the loan. So that's something that you, if some of you are considering, you need to talk to your partner. So let's say if Eddie, you and me, we're the director for this company. However, I don't want to be the owner. I give you 100% share, right? I'm just a director. So Eddie, you will be 100% on this loan. So the 25% personal guarantee would be all on you. However, if we are both owners, then the 25% personal guarantee of the loan amount would be I wouldn't say like share between us, but like we're combined together. As long as we have this 25% personal guarantee, that will be good.
And those director or shareholder must be a Canadian, or how it works?
It has to be at least a PR, permanent residence, or citizen.
I see. Work permit doesn't work, right?
Nope, unfortunately.
I think a lot of people are asking these questions as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, if there's no any more questions, we will let Charlotte go. She's just busy. So, yeah, Charlotte, you're good to go. So, and we will get back to the next slide.
Sounds good. Yeah, thank you for having
Yeah.
me. So if you have any question afterwards, feel free to connect with me, reach out to Eddie so we can have a further discussion on that.
Right. Thank you so much, Charlotte.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. So, since we're out of time, so I'm going to go through the remaining slides very quickly. So how OneHub can be your partner? So basically, we help you to reassess your case before we referring you to the bank, so you can reduce your costs. We will make sure you're pre-qualified for the loan before you're really applying for the program, and we will refer you to the bank, as well as we will start helping you to build the business plan and make sure you get your loan approved eventually. Yep. So next slide, please. And how OneHub can help you. So basically, we help you do everything to make sure you have your business startup successfully, starting from business, professional business reports, loan applications, business registrations, government grants applications. We would do everything to make sure your business is in a good hand. So yes, feel free to reach yourselves if you're interested to apply for this program. And now I will pass it to Andy for the remaining parts to share some case study with you guys to make sure you know like what's happening and to be more practical on what's going on with the program. So yeah, Eddie, please.
Thank you, Marco. So talk to you once again. Okay, so I would like to more practical to give you several case scenarios so that you can understand how it works. So this one is very small company. They came to us is that they want to open the retail store in downtown, and they are asking about the whole project is $450,000, and how it works is they put $300,000 for the renovation, $100,000 for the equipment, and then $50,000 for the product purchase. So this one is because it's fall below the $500,000 ballpark. So that's this is an easy goal that we talk to the bank, and finally, and then the bank will loan 450. But if you remember, also Charlotte mentioned about you need to put a little down payment to that means that if you want to borrow like $450,000, more or less you have to put around $150,000 in the upfront, so that the bank will borrow you 450. So that means the overall project investment will be like $600,000, something like that. So this $150,000, the clients that's put in the bank actually is for the working capital. So they can use it for paying the down payment from the lease, the deposit, and also keep it for the 3 or 4 months working capital for the rental or the wages. So this is very simple case. And what we do is we help them starting from zero business registration, help them to calculate the loan, and talk to the bank, and then provide a lot of marketing research for them to make sure that before they start open the toy shops in downtown, they already know what is the market. So this is the case on the retail store. And the other one is a little big project or medium-sized project. a buffet company came to us, and then they would like to open a buffet in Toronto, and the whole investment is 1.8 million, and what we help them to restructure the loan is $500,000 is the renovation, $300,000 for the equipment, and 1 million is the extra commercial loan. So we can structure in this way so that they can completely finance. And in this part as well, when they open the buffet restaurant, they still have to invest again around 20% as the working capital as well. So this is possible because it's already over $500,000 or 1 million, but we can help them to restructure and make the buffet restaurant start. So that's how we work. In the point 4, we will mention that normally all this scenario, we prefer have set up a new companies so that the approval process will make it easier because they would not look in on the old financial statement. If you're using the existing company, the bank will look at what is your financial statement, what is the history about your background or your revenue. So they will look at that one. So normally in that kind of a big project, we will start with a new company and form the new ownership and also the new directors. So this is case 2. The last one is we have clients open a supermarket, and then the amount is talk about 4 million. So 4 million we will structure in a different way, including the working capital $150,000 for the inventory, and then the 350 is a small business loan for the leasehold improvement, and also property purchase is another on the top of the small business loan. So altogether is around 4 million. In this case, the owner have to put around 1 million ballpark over there to measure that and then the government, the bank will loan you $4 million on this case. So this is how it works. Actually, we have another case I would like to share. A lot of people would like to buying existing business, and then they would like to doing the small business loan. So how it works, as Charlotte already mentioned, they need appraisal. So for example, clients that come to us, they would like to open buying a convenience store around $200,000 convenience store and existing one. And what we would like to form the loan is we have to ask them to do appraisal. The appraisal finally comes out around $180,000, and then doesn't meet the $200,000 purchase loan. I mean purchase agreement. So that means that if the appraisal is only evaluate 180, and then the final purchase price is 200, the bank is still accept is like this $20,000 as a goodwill, and they can also financing. And everything is based on the appraisal and also the total amount of the project. And finally, my clients in the convenience store, they get $200,000 funded by the bank, and they put around $80,000 from the working capital. So and then the shop is just opening last week, and this is how we form. So a lot of different kind of cases that always happen, including franchising. They're also using this small business loan as well. So these are the 3 or 4 cases I would like to share. So there are several areas you would like to be careful that the good thing for the small business loan is they always attach with your company. You only liable to 25%. This is different with the commercial loan, because commercial loan you always have a 100% liable if you have a problem. And the other good things on this small business loan is once they funded your your company, as long as you pay on time, they will no longer to look at your financial statement again. So they will not revisit to your fund program and then to see what is your performance. Once they approve, the money will go to your bank account. And the other thing you need to understand, this is not the amount that they pay to you, like $500,000 paid to your account. This is based on the reimbursement. For example, the money you spend is in the beginning you say budget $200,000 for the renovation, but end up is only 180, and then they will only fund that 180 based on your invoice. So this is the area you need to pay attention. So so if you're ready, I mean, I think that I need to pass it to Marco, and then this is the information that we'd like to share. Do you have any questions you would like to put it over there? Feel free to start. I can if anything I can explain, I can let you know.
Okay, so that's it. So thank you everyone for attending today's webinar. I hope everyone enjoyed and found this section insightful. So a big thank you to Eddie, Charlotte, to share their knowledge and experiences. And before we conclude, you can see there's a QR code on the screen. That's the QR code where you can check your eligibilities. Just scan it with your phone and complete the questionnaire within 60 seconds, and you will know initially if you're eligible or not. For further questions, please feel free to reach us out anytime. We are always happy to help you out and answer any questions if you have. So yeah, thank you once again for joining our webinar. And yeah, that's the end of our webinar session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right.